Well, I'm a minute late. Sorry, guys, or 2 minutes late. Oh man, I'm surprised I could even pull off this live tonight. Man, there's so much stuff going on, you guys. As you can see, I'm not in the studio tonight. I'm in the bait lab because I'm in making stuff for our stillhead season. I'm in making stuff for our deep sea fishing. Oh my goodness, and the stuff that's just happening. Right now, I want to say something. I've got some great men that have come by the bait lab and saw what we are able to produce. And oh my goodness, as you can see, we're starting to get things geared up for the ocean and for the steelhead. So I'm really excited. Godsent looks like it's finally going to the place where all of us wanted it to go as those men mentored us into this position now. And boy, I'm telling you what, I am just so excited, you guys. I'm doing the leads, I'm doing the plastics. I'm just having the time of my life. I love making baits. There is just no doubt about it. So, and we'll get into all that here. But let's do the fishing report. Okay, so right now, you guys, let me put it this way to you. The Coho's closed. That was the last that I saw coming through my bay. I went out and threw some spinners at them. I fished some of the smaller rivers. There was fish coming into them, but they had already pretty much turned too. So I'm going to say that I'm going to call my salmon season and I'm going to start gearing up for my steelhead season and for my ocean fishing season. So if you guys are up fishing them right now, I know that there's coho that are still fresh that came into the river, but they're closed. There might still be a few rivers open, like the lake. There's a couple of lakes, if you look around, where you'll find that you can actually go and get into a lake and go fish for coho that are still open. And those fish are fresh, right? So I don't want to call out the name, but it is Central Oregon. It's just in between Waldport and Florence, or a little bit above. So take a look at that. I think that if you go explore that fishery, the people that do that are just some of the most awesome people, you guys. I really enjoy hanging out with them, and bring your CB radio because that they have what they call their Navy, right? And they're just a lot of fun. So as we transition, now we get into the ocean. As the storms come through right now, it doesn't look like that we're going to be out doing any ocean fishing, but don't be fooled. I'm sure Depot Bay is going to start running stuff again. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting a phone call for the swim baits for those guys, because that they're going to be big storms coming in, and then there's going to be big storms leaving, right? So they'll come in, the ocean will calm down. We'll be able to run out, go after our rockfish, and my favorite, the sea dragon. And we should start seeing some of them big fish come in too. So, there's going to be a plethora of fishing right now. The consensus was from the Facebook is that everybody's starting to tie up their gear and get ready, right? And I've seen all of the bead companies out there. They're all advertising and all the rest of it. If you guys notice, I did it. Our guys were out testing our stuff, caught fish on them. There was a complication, which we'll fix, because that we tried something that was a little bit clearer, and it was just a number down below the other one. But I'm going to order in what we need to make sure that bait's a little bit tougher and holds the scent a little bit longer, you guys. So that's why we haven't really been advertising about, oh, we got the best beat in the world and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not us. We want to make sure that we have something that catches fish and it's tough. The guys were saying, oh, yeah, Kurt, they're nailing that thing, but it's tearing it apart. So that's not good. So we just pretty much got rid of that. Okay, so I see that we have quite a few people joining us tonight. In and on the net, as well as all of you guys have all been out catching fish. And oh my goodness, what a story. We had chums in, we had silvers in Washington. We had the coho still coming in. There was still a few fresh Chinook in the smaller rivers. I'm hearing stories that they're already starting to turn too, and they're coming in later, right? They're a later run. So I'm going to just say that I'm just going to call my season. I sort of have to because, that, as you can see behind me here, this represents over 1,000 jigs, you guys, because it goes all the way around. So, and then all those got to get powder coated. So I'm going to call my season on the. Okay, so In and on the Net said that but the co-host closed there, Mister In and on the Net. So yeah, I would say that that's pretty much done. That season's done. So anyway, let me go back to what I'm doing. So I saw that there was a big crabbing event in Newport. And guys, I think that we sort of missed that. Uh, the trap guys were out of there off of the pier. So I'm going to say right now, in between, if you need to go fishing and get a fishing pole in your hand, because that does happen. I would say go ahead and grab one of the crab snares. Of course, we have them here in the bait lab and in the store, which is behind me. We have some crab snares for you guys. I would focus on the crab snaring if you need a pole in your hand so you can go fishing. Or you could just go crabbing, right? I'm going to say that from Depot Bay all the way down. The commercial guys haven't gotten out yet to really start racking those guys up. So now would probably be the time to go crabbing. I have a video. Uh, okay, hang on. I'm reading one of Bryce's. Yes. Okay. So Bryce is going to give you guys an inside scoop if you guys pay attention to what he's telling you. And yes, there is a later run of Chinook, but you have to know where to go get those Chinook, and they are bright and they come in late, and they are still legal to catch. But that's one of the advantages to being inside of the Monday Night Fishing Report and reading the reports that are in here so that I don't have to blast out the name because everybody really gets upset when that happens. So read what everybody's saying in the side of the report, and you will find out where those places are at. And there is Chinook still to be caught. I'm pretty much done. I'm going to be on my tag, which I'll probably have to buy another one, which that's is becoming an issue. But so there is Chinook to be caught, but you have to know where to go, and it's going to be remote. I would plan on spending 1 or 2 days there if it were going to be me. I would plan on spending 1 or 2 days there. That way you can get into your Chinook. Okay, so there is some still around. Ah, well, you can always. Okay, so In and on the Net was saying that he was saving his last slots for his steelhead. So you can always buy another hatchery tag, you guys. So it's not just one tag. This is one of those ones where I can say you don't have to check your regulations. Yes, you can buy another tag. So um, so down south, there is some places. So I'm sort of reading the reports and seeing what's out there because that I've just been a little bit busy too. So, but I get up every morning and I check all the way from Washington into California. You guys, I have all of the Facebook pages, and I actually have the time to check them, so I do check them as I'm having my coffee in the morning. So yes, there is still some chrome Chinook out there, but they're later runs because they release them later from the hatchery. So talk amongst yourselves, find out where those fish are at, And if you still need Chinook, you can actually go get them with some good meat. All right, so like I said, let's go crabbing, all the rest of that. Okay, so now I want to go into, guys, I got mentored, which I'm so happy about, by quite a few very, really good men, from up in the Portland area all the way down into the Checo area. But the ones that are sort of in the middle right now, good evening, Dale. Bryce, in and on the net. Let's see who else all came in here. Let's see. Okay, let me scroll this up here so I can say hi to everybody. I'll do that real quick before I get into the mentoring part. Okay, it's not letting me go on. So, everybody, welcome in. So, anyway, um, the mentoring part of this, the shop will do amazing things. Okay, I've been blessed in order to be able to purchase what we've needed to get us to this point. Okay, from making the customized molds to making the customized leads to working the blades to the powder coating, all of these things. And we've been very blessed. And it was your guys' support that got us here, as well as that my wife and I have spent quite a bit to make sure that we could get to here. And now, as you can see behind me right here, this is just the beginning of it, you guys. There's many more molds to be poured. There's many more beads to be made. We have many more colors that are coming. Just for an example, I told you guys that I was going to be working that dragon's blood. And let me tell you something, what is coming out of it is amazing. I am very impressed with it. And that's why I ordered that plastisol, because that I wanted to see what the colors were in a very clear plastisol before I went back to our others so that I could adjust to keep those colors. Okay. If I held this up to camera, it doesn't do it any justice. Let me tell you something. This is a fish catching color when we get into the steelhead, and what we're about to do with it is going to be amazing. And the only reason why we're here now is because the men that are mentoring us to get us to this point. So we've had, like I said, from all the way up north, all the way down into the Checo, we have men that are going, okay, Kurt, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. So we now know from them what colors that they need, how they needed them to present from, from anywhere from a 10 millimeter up to a 20 millimeter, right? We have all that in custom molds. So you guys now, as you're tying up gear and getting ready to go for your season, because it's not just about the steelhead, we will be doing ocean fishing. So we all know that there's both of those avenues available to us during this time, where you want to stock up on your rockfish, where you want to stock up on your steelhead. For me, I take a couple of steelhead a year, and then I smoke them up and use them for the holidays, right, or for the next holiday. So I pretty much release most of my steelhead. That's lightning in a bottle. I want them back in the river. Go on, get back in there and go make some more. So, but my rockfish, I love catching lingcod and any other one of the ones that are big too. I mean, I've caught the cabezons that are up in 20-pound range, right? So I love catching those as well. So now is more of the time to start getting yourselves geared up for the season. Tie your leaderboards, get your hooks, get your line, get all of the things that you need, your weights, your bobbers, all the rest of that, so that when you're on the river, you're actually ready to fish, right? Because that we're going to lose gear. We haven't even had our first high water event yet, and I'm already hearing of steelhead that were not summer steelhead that were winter steelhead. And let me tell you something. This is going to happen quickly now. So we're talking in the next 2 weeks because that we do have the storms coming in. So I'm pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. And I'm sure the same as you guys are to get everything ready, right? I mean, come on, it's time. So, okay, so with that said, I see that you guys are talking amongst yourselves. Um, the Flanders, if they were to give up some information, you guys might learn something. So you might want to start knocking at their door and saying, "Hey guys, what are you doing?" And Dale is in. Dale, I'm coming up your way tomorrow, and I'm bringing your winnings that you won. I'm so happy that you got that. Um, I tried to make that one as obvious as I could inside of the studio, right? And Dale was the first one. Boo, he was on it, you guys. And so he won the Mango Tango beads and worms. And I'll probably stick some of these Dragon Bloods in there for him too, because this Dragon Blood, I'm telling you, I finally had some time to work it. I'm really excited about it, what it's going to do in the water. Okay, so guys, so there is a thing called electrolysis, okay? And that electrolysis, it affects our boats, it affects the fish, it affects a lot of things that are inside of our waters, okay? And what it is it's a voltage, okay? Just for example, when I'm plunking, I notice that when I have my braided line in the water, it will actually start to sing. Okay, and that's a noise, just like a motor that has a whine to it that the fish hear. It makes a sound inside of the water. Okay, or it makes electrolysis. Okay, so electrolysis is in the ocean and in the freshwater is that when schools of bait fish ball up, they create this electrical voltage that's it rings the dinner bell. Okay, just let me make it simple. So, and it's at 0.05. Okay, and when that voltage is reached, it's an automatic trigger for a fish to bite. So I had some mentors that said, "Hey, Kurt, you have the ball buster, which is this guy, which is a lead, okay? And when you put copper and lead together, it makes the perfect scenario for a bite, okay? So I spent the last week actually thinking about it a lot longer because the men have been on me that were mentoring me, have been on me about it for longer. But I spent the last week trying to put the last part of the stuff together. Okay, so this is a copper blade, and let me get it up here. Hang on. Okay, so this is a copper blade. This is a piece of lead. Let me go this way. This is a piece of lead. So what I need now is I need the copper ball that we use to let the spinner spin. I found those. Okay, what I have not been able to find is the clevis, which is this guy right here. Okay, let me go this way. It's a stupid dyslexia. Okay, so I am looking for a copper clevis. I have searched everywhere, you guys, from a company that's been around since 1942, and they don't make a copper clevis either. But what is going to happen as this is spinning around, okay, which is not even the best ball, right? I'll get that. We'll get to there. But as this is spinning around, this is going to create a frequency that is going to transfer from the ball into this bait right here. Okay. So I am testing to see where I need to be for as far as copper and as far as lead as concerned to make that dinner bell ring. So I know that even in freshwater, that would be the size of the blade. That would be the size of the ball. Even in the freshwater, to be able to create that voltage, because that voltage, actually, on the commercial boats, we had to start making what we call a black box, where we controlled the whole boat with the voltage, and the ones that won that voltage won the season. I mean, they were making a lot of money from commercial fishing because they figured out how to use that black box for their boat or their vessel, and make that 0.05 voltage and rang the dinner bell. That boat could come through right next to another boat and would just be slamming salmon in, right? Same thing with the steelhead, same thing with the trout. Okay, so this is what happens when those guys mentor me. Now we're getting down to the point where we're going to be able to make this into an electrolysis that, as it's coming through the water, their lateral line on that fish is all about the electrical voltage. And when they hear this coming through the water, they're going to smack this dude. Okay. So let us get on with the experiments with that. We will get there. Okay. And when I'm ready, I will say if I have to make this clevis myself, because all it is a little piece of metal, right? And in copper, we can make it pretty easy. All right. So I've been working on that too. So let's see if this works. Now that's a grand experiment, you guys. So I'm looking forward to what happens to the ball buster. And then can we actually powder coat the ball? Can we actually powder coat the ball and still carry the electrolysis through it? So we have some avenues to make this thing work. Okay. Now let's go to this guy right here. Okay, guys, this 3D bead, I told you guys, I showed you what a two-dimensional bead and what a three-dimensional bead is, right? This is molting on a bead and then covered so that it doesn't come off. The guys are telling me, Kurt, I don't think it matters what color it is. They see it and they just hit it. But this stuff was a little bit too soft, so we'll fix that problem. Now, from the mentoring, um, I've always wanted to be good at all of the bait making. Okay, so now I'm up to the lead. Let me tell you something, you guys. Boy, this stuff ain't easy. If you want to ever go pour lead, you better have a mentor to get you through this. But with that mentor, I was able to get through it, and I'm sure I'm still going to be learning some curving stuff. But I wanted to talk to you guys that I can prove that the stuff that we get from China sucks. Okay, we know our baits when they send them to us; they're not what we use to fish. Okay, now this is a powder coating from China. And let me tell you something. It's pretty sad. Okay. I actually coated this twice with that stuff. Okay. And I have the gun, I have the heat stuff, and all the rest of that. Here is some American made powder coating. So let's hold the two of them up together. Okay. Hey, let's get it in the right light here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So see the difference? Now, this one here had some stuff fall on it. But I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we're doing in the bait lab to make sure that you guys are getting the most top quality product that there is, right? Um, so we learned about this. Okay, so we now have that powder coating, and let me show you what happened tonight. So I was pouring, and making sure that I got it down pat. But now we have some deep sea stuff, okay, that's going to be coming out. And look at this. The hook is coated. The head is coated. We don't have a big glump on the end of it. And it's smooth all the way through the hook. Okay. So I'm real excited about what's going to come out of these. And listen, let me tell you something. I know something about powder coating. I don't know it all, but I'm getting better. And when we start adding color shifts to this stuff, oh, it's going to be fun. So we're doing that. But the advantage to having a powder coated hook is now we now have a bloodline through our baits. This bait right here is my favorite lingcod killer, which one of my mentors told me is probably not going to be the same after he gets done with me, but that's okay. Um, Now we have a bloodline coming through this. So this bait works just like this, okay, and it bounces this tail off of this head, okay? So it's going through the water like this, and that lingcod sees that bloodline, it's over. So this was already a very wicked bait. Now, with the new powder coating and the equipment that we have, this bloodline going through there is just another strike point. And they were hitting the tail, but if you were patient with them, they would come up and hit the whole thing. Now, with the bloodline going through them, oh no, that's all over. They're coming after this part right here. So that's how important that powder coating is. Now, that doesn't just go for deep sea, that goes for your jig heads as well. So now we have a jig head. Here, let me hold this by the jig head, which I like this jig head because it actually holds your line so your jig head's not doing this. So, this is what happens now when you have it on your hook. When I run a clear pink through this, or white or whatever, it's going to give it a bloodline. I'm telling you, some pretty exciting stuff's coming out because we have mentors, men that have been doing this longer than I have. And I'm not calling them old, but you're some old suckers because I got lots of white hair. And I don't mind being taught to learn how to catch more fish, you guys. That's what it boils down to. All right, guys, I rambled on long enough. Guys, and we're coming up to our 30 minutes. Uh, this one I will be sharing out. I wanted to tell everybody thank you for your orders. Thank you for your support. What's coming out? Um, what's coming out now is going to be amazing. It's not just me. It's men throughout this whole state that have been fishing for the fish that we're all fishing for a very long time. So, guys, stay tuned. Happy hooking. And I hope that during this time you're tying up some gear and getting ready. Jeff Stroger just posted out a post that if you guys want some custom baits, now's the time to do that. Let me get through this ocean stuff, which I should be through this in about a week, week and a half. Once I'm through that, then we're going to get the Spin and Joe up and going. You'll see some changes there with our packaging and who it's going to. I did deliver to the All Sea Mercantile. They just haven't posted yet, but I did put the molted up there so that you guys have some stuff for high water. Their order was a little bit lighter. Don't forget that our store is at the other end of the All Sea. So if you're coming through Wallport to go up, I'll have your worms, I'll have your jig heads, and we'll have some added tide jigs from somebody that has been making them for a long time. So a lot of stuff is happening. I'm very excited about it. The company is going to be able to expand, bring you new things. So that's what your orders do. And they help us to do that. Coming into the store, talking to us, and saying, hey, Kurt, I know that this color works on our river. We can't find it anymore. Can you please make it for us? Bring me a sample. And I'm pretty damn good at matching colors. I won't sell it if it's somebody else. Well, if they're not making it anymore, then I will copy it. And we might put it out for the other fishermen as well. But if you want something customized for yourself, we do that. All right, everybody. I'm going to go home and enjoy my family. I have my granddaughter with me this weekend, and my son in law and my daughter in law. Oh my God, I had the greatest time ever, you guys. That kid's starting to talk, right? And it's a ginger. She's a redheaded kid, and boy, she hell on wheels already, and I love it. But friendly hell on wheels. So, if you guys don't see a lot of posts from me and stuff like that, it's because I'm enjoying my family, not because that I don't want to make fishing stuff. I just want to sort of do that too. All right, everybody. Happy hooking. May you all be in good health, and we'll talk to you later. Good night. And I'm ending stream right now.